When deciding to trade pieces, it's worth remembering the phrase, "to take is a mistake." Unless a trade improves your position or makes your opponent's position worse, you should think twice before automatically trading even pieces, such as a bishop for a bishop. There is a time when even trades are actually good, and that is when we are up material. If I have 5 apples and you have 3 apples, and we each remove 1 apple at a time, who's going to run out of apples first? The person with less apples, right? The same idea applies to chess. Even trades are no longer even if one side has more material. Let's look at some examples of trading pieces to win the game. In this position, white is up 2 pawns, but it will not be easy to win since white's king is exposed to checks from black's queen. If white could trade the queens, white's 2 connected passed pawns would easily win the game. Can you find a way to trade queens and enter a winning pawn ending? That's right. After queen a8, check. This forces black's king to move. After king f7, queen takes g8 check, king takes g8, white will easily win the game after a4. Black's king cannot stop the a-pawn from promoting into a queen. In this position, black is up a queen for a rook. Notice that black has 2 advanced pawns on the queen side, b4 and a4. White's rook on f3 is trying to slow these pawns down and prevent them from advancing. With black to move, can you find a way to force one of black's pawns through on the queen side? The easiest way is to remove white's main defender, the rook. After queen takes f3, black sacrifices a queen for the rook because now black's pawns on the queen side cannot be stopped. After g takes f3, a3, black will soon promote to a queen and should win the game easily. Let's take a look at one more example together. In this position, is any side ahead in material? That's right, black is up an entire rook and bishop. Notice though, white has a pawn on g6 and a queen on h3, causing trouble, threatening checkmate on the very next move. What if black could force the queens off the board and black would still be up a rook? Is a rook enough to win the endgame? Yes, being up an entire rook should be enough to win the game. Can you see how black can force the queens off the board and trade down into a winning endgame? That's right, queen f1 check. Black trades a queen and a bishop for white's queen. Black is willing to give up material to enter a completely winning endgame where white has no counterplay. After queen takes f1, bishop takes f1, king takes f1, black can easily win this endgame, beginning with the idea of removing white's advanced pawns with rook to d8. Now it's your turn to practice trading down to win.